So we're here at this moment, and in just a couple hours, the House of Representatives is going to gather again to try to elect a speaker. And I don't know what's going to happen, but it's sort of interesting to put this in the context of everything we talk about on this show, and particularly things like the Twitter files. So on one hand, you have this process of decentralization. I call it a democratized process in the sense that individuals and voters and people using social media and technology and organizations like the Ron Paul Revolution, spontaneous organizations like the Ron Paul Revolution, the Tea Party. You could in a different way put Trump in this category. You could absolutely put Bernie Sanders and Bernie Bros like AOC into that category. They've used technology and they've used information and this decentralization to organize outside of formal party structures. And in a lot of ways, that's a very good thing, right? You have different voices, and we're discovering that not all Americans are going to fit into this monolithic Republican versus Democrat thing. And we're not just going to do what leadership tells us to do anymore. In a lot of ways, that's exactly what freedom should look like. It should look like beautiful chaos, and nobody knows exactly what's going on. But the reaction to that from the machine has been to double down, to become more authoritarian, to actually try to re-centralize their power and crush this grassroots revolution thing that's happening. That's why the speaker's fight is so interesting, because in a lot of ways, it sounds exactly like the fight that all of us are having, that's been newly sort of amplified and exposed by the Twitter files. We're in this situation now where in a lot of ways, technology, including all of these social media platforms, have very much liberated us from the old ways of getting information, of old ways of knowing what's going on, the old ways of having to sort of accept what the corporate media and the government told us was true and not true. We don't have to do that anymore. And that's where all these grassroots revolutions came from in the first place. And in a lot of ways, we're freer than we've ever been. We can find alternative sources for information. We can actually find knowledge without anybody's permission. We can self-organize. We can speak freely. We can do all of these things that I think are very positive, only to discover that the government, the CIA, the FBI, all these other alphabet agencies that we don't even know exactly what they do, was very much attempting to reestablish its control over the process in extraordinarily authoritarian ways, in ways that I would argue are fundamentally un-American, dictating political speech, dictating healthcare choices, dictating what we're allowed to see, what we're not allowed to see. You know all of these things. It's the same fight that Kevin McCarthy's having right now. He's trying to double down, and this small group of members are having none of it so far. Well, I have no idea what the outcome of this is going to be at this point, but the empire is striking back,